Alright.
Here is a charge blade build, you devastating bastards. This build focuses on one thing, and that is amped elemental discharge and the efficiency of it. Although the title says max discharge, that does not mean maximum amount of damage possible in one amped elemental discharge, not at all. You can boost damage even further with critical boosts and attack boost. Problem with amped elemental discharge is its charging time. So I decided to implement focus skill that would increase charge up time by 20%, which makes it far more efficient than the normal version. You'll be able to use amped elemental discharge in many more occasions during a fight, and the damage will be so amazing that your enemy will feel like Poland after Germany invasion. To conclude, your goal here is to get to super amped elemental discharge as fast as possible. With this particular build, you'll be able to bring down the toughest of enemies in a matter of minutes. Here is the build. For the weapon I'm using Nergigante's version called Devastation Storms. It's the maximum rarity. I went with this one because of the high sharpness level that this weapon provides, and also put the tech jewel in it. You can do whatever you want here as for the decorations. This weapon works perfectly simply because of that sharpness level, period. Sharpness goes down very fast with this weapon, so Nergigante version is a fantastic bloody way to play it. For headpiece I went with typical Dragon King eye patch that would give me weakness exploit. If you don't want Dragon King eye patch, go for something that will give you attack boost or critical boost. Both of it, it's fine. But I feel like eye patch is the best thing you can get in the game. The rest of it I combined two Damascus pieces, Lumu and Anja. So it should be pretty easy to farm these things, it's not that hard. The most important skills here are focus, artillery, weakness exploit and capacity boost. Capacity boost you get through capacity charm, it gives you one more while. One more while means more discharge, and that in turn means more damage overall when doing the amped elemental discharge. Artillery skill at level 3 gives you 30% more damage when doing the amped elemental discharge and any kind of sword attack when your vials have been charged. So anytime you do any kind of discharge damage is gonna be boosted by 30%. Focus gives you reduced charge time for the amped elemental discharge, which is insanely good. Focus also might be affecting charge while then going into elemental sword that amps the sword because it's also charging attack, and it could also affect that charge move with sword when you hold down circle button. I didn't really test it because I was focused on amped elemental discharge, but I don't see why it wouldn't affect it. Simply put, reduced charge times for any kind of an attack gives you overall boost. When you look at the big picture to the DPS, it also gives you more opportunity to use these moves. I'm using weakness exploit instead of attack boost or critical boost because it gives me far more affinity chance when hitting weak spots. That is 30% increased affinity, and when we're doing amped elemental discharge it hits a lot of body parts, so that means you're gonna hit a lot of weak spots as well, which in turn means better DPS. Remember, critical hits give you 25% damage increase. Here I am bozoing around the training area. And you can see that super empty elemental discharge damage is so ridiculous, I can't even count that high. That would be it for this build. It's a pretty straightforward one, to be honest, because as soon as you see focus and artillery skills, you can immediately connect them to the charge blade. And it works beautifully, it really does. You can bring down opponents in a matter of minutes with this particular build, and you can dish out damage faster than before. If you don't like the combination of the armor pieces that I've chosen, there are plenty of other armor pieces that have focus and artillery on them. So you can combine and play with other stuff and you can get to this and better results. I feel like going for reduced charge times is more efficient than going for pure damage per hit. Because even with the reduced charge times you're gonna get hit a lot during the charge up times. That would be all. Thank you all for watching. I hope you liked the build and see you soon, chicken hunting bastards.